Okay, thanks so much for coming to speak to us, Charlie. So we were just talking about the 100th year anniversary on the ban on women's football, which is this year. Did you know about the ban, and what do you think of it?
To be honest with you, I didn't know about the ban until someone mentioned it before the game. Obviously, I think that we've come a long way since then. It's obvious to see, in terms of how big the women's game's getting and how you could see what FC United have got, what they're doing with their women. So, if I'm honest with you, I didn't know about the ban. But I think obviously we've come a long way, and I think it's only good for the game and for the community to see that's been lifted.
What do you reckon people's reactions would be if tomorrow we just said, oh, we're going to ban all the men from playing football?
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty obvious what the reaction would be to that. I think there'd be uproar. You could see even in we've had coronavirus and a pandemic, and one of the most important things was we need to get football back going. That just shows how important it is to not just to the men and to the women, but just to the community in general. How it's a big part of society. So yeah, I think that'd ruffle a few feathers anyway.
And today we've had a really special occasion because we've had a double header. We've had the women's game first and then the men's game. How important is it for the women and the men to be playing at a similar time on the same pitch?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's massively important to be able to play together, but I'd like to see a lot more emphasis, and I think there is a lot of emphasis that to the importance of the games. So give the women a fixture, a 3 o'clock fixture on a Saturday, and maybe the men play on a Sunday. Why does it always have to be the men on a Saturday at 3 o'clock? I don't know. I just think that this club, especially, we support the women's game massively. I think if you look into the background of FC over the past 2 years, you can see we have to come and watch. We don't have to, but the gaffer's always saying, make sure you can try and get to the women's game if you can, and you'll see support vice versa with the women supporting us. So I think it should just be one big football community, and rather than always talking about the men and women being separate.
So it sounds like he's got really good ethos here. What do you think more male players could do to be an ally to the women's game? Social media shares, or how else could you help the women's game as the male players?
I think, like I just mentioned previously, show a bit more involvement. Show, be able to, like you said, social media, or show your face at the games to show your support. Interacting with two teams interacting. We can organise training sessions or something where it doesn't have to be contact or whatever, but even just mingling in. I don't know. Maybe that would be the way forward, where we can combine the two teams for sessions for team bonding, just to try and get each other's backgrounds, understand what the men are doing differently than women and what the women are doing differently for men. But yeah, I think we've definitely got a long way to go, but I feel like it's definitely improving.
And how important, last question, how important is fan ownership and fans in the future of football and the game itself?
For me, especially in non-league, fan ownership's massive. You can see the support that we get here, the support that Clapton have brought today. We played Banbury last week, massive support. I think it's showing across the pyramid that fan ownership is the way forward. We don't want rich millionaires who are funding for the wrong reasons. I think the ethos, the players know about the ethos of the community and the club itself here. So for me, I think it's the future of the game, and if you look, it seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year, so I'm hoping it's going in the right direction.